I said I'm not gonna make a video, but I kind of changed my mind, so I want to make a video about American Samoa. We'll make a video about Samoa, but now I want to go in more deep in American Samoa. So as always, we're gonna look at the population, some numbers about the economy, and then we're gonna move to the main event of the video, as always, to exactly how those people live. I'm gonna look at that with Google Street View, 360s, Google Earth, as much information as I can find. Now, population first. American Samoa, as you can see here, they already got their peak. So now around 46,000 people, and you can see they are from a while on the minus, let's call it like that. But first, 1955, around 20,000 people, growing rate 0.8%. That will be like 163 people, so not that many in the first place. Migration on the minus with minus 567. Median age around 15 years old, extremely young. One of those nonsense. Fertility rate 6.2. Urban population around 63%. Now 2025, fast forward, 46,000 people. Yearly change around minus 1.5%. That will translate roughly in 736 people. Migration minus 1,000. Median age 29, so almost double it. Fertility rate much more manageable, let's call it 2.2, 2.3, around that. And urban population pretty much in 2020 was 97.7. So now it's like pretty much 100%. So yeah, we kind of can assume that at least. Now 2050, look at this, population is gonna still going down around 37,000 people. So you see, well, that's just small, small country, small territory. It's pretty much, I think it's a US dependent territory or something like that. And not that much, let's say, interest in growing a population, which in my opinion already, like I say, they have more, already double than they should have, maybe even lower. Like 20,000 in 1955, still a bit higher, I would say, for such a small place. But 37,000 people and around that in 2050, growing rate of minus 0.5%. That would be like minus 165 people. Migrants still on minus, with minus 200. Median age around 36 years old, and fertility rate got dropped below replacement. They forecast that around 1.9 children per woman. We don't have that much data about life expectancy, but we can pretty much assume that's not that much difference than Samoa, the main country, let's call it like that. Here, the demographics, we don't have a pyramid because, again, with such a small countries, you're not gonna get that much information in the first place. Now, GDP, economy now, $1 billion, which is, I would say, pretty decent. And PPP around $1.5 billion. So again, pretty decent. GDP grow 1.7, so such a small country should be much higher than that. Should be at least 10 times more than that, but it is what it is. Per capita around, look at this, $5,000, so pretty much nothing. And PPP around $7,000. Inflation, again, I assume this is around 2%, not 1,000 something, obviously. Unemployment rate around 8-9% in 2020, and 2020 was the pandemic here, so I assume maybe today it's just a bit lower than that, but hey, who else is gonna see? Now, corruption, I don't find that much information because, again, it's such a small country, but I would assume probably around 50, 60, around that. So perceived as less corrupt, but still pretty corrupt. Well, as a history, I would say not that much you can say. You can see American Samoa from 1967. Before that, it's pretty much under American flag, American Samoa, very close to the German ones. Pretty interesting, I would say. So yeah. Now let's look exactly how those population actually live. How nice it is to be there. How bad it is to be there. How great it is. We will see. Now here in American Samoa, I get some different numbers. You can see here the gross domestic product around 871 million US dollars in 2022, and they say GDP per capita around 18,000. So maybe I make a mistake, but I don't think so. I was right there. GDP per capita nominal in 2024, 5,000, right? So even it's a mistake from by the Google or by the Wikipedia, I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna debate that right now. So let's go exactly how those people live. Hopefully we're gonna have some 360 being American dependent territory, so it's supposed to have a lot of information. Look at the shape of this island. Look at how steep it goes up immediately. Let's see how much is the elevation here. Maybe we can have some numbers. Around 1000 meters, I would say, roughly that. So pretty high up, I would say. We have some street view, some airstrip, which is, look again, we look at this very briefly when I make the Samoa videos. So now with the American Samoa, I will make it just to compare them. Now I'm gonna make, like I say, a bit more dedicated, so we can see probably a bit more detailed. And like, look at this, they take security very serious here. Well, like I say, I always like those roads. I start to hate those poles with those cables, which they should go underground so you can actually see them. Gonna look much cleaner, much better. I like those small fences, which is pretty much a stone one. You can see this one. We're gonna see more of those when I make the video in the US, in every single state. Probably in New England you're gonna see more of those, so that would be interesting to see. Here it looks like an abandoned house, I have to say. It doesn't look that well. They don't even have windows. This tree, whatever it is, it looks pretty nice there. Those, I have no idea what car it is, but for me it looks like an American one, but I'm not sure. Let's check. Let's see what else can you see here. Oh, as you can see, yeah, when I made the Samoa video, we're gonna see a lot of American cars. Now, judging by the GDP, I'm inclined to say that it's more accurate is 18,000 per capita than that 5,000, because so far it's looking pretty good, and I don't think they can achieve that much with 5,000, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, the housing, well, it looks kind of on the older side. I'm not sure exactly where they built those housing, but clearly they don't look that new, and also I don't think they're extremely old. I mean, like, probably they don't have they're not older than 50 years, maybe even newer than that, but still they don't look so well. Even if architecture wise, looking at, doesn't look that appealing to me, at least. A lot of trucks here, so clearly an American influence, 100% that. It's a bit of garbage here, I don't like it, but look at the house here, just pretty much gone, and it's concrete, so concrete house, not an American influence, obviously. So yeah, look at this, it's in the American car right there. Housing doesn't look so well, I have to say, but also I don't like how those people, look at this, how they keep their yards here. I would say that they can do a much better job than that, and this one, it should be demolished immediately. Just what's the point of that? I'm just gonna stay there, but the roads looks pretty good. They have a garbage day, probably everybody got the garbage out. No idea what that was. Looks a bit like a computer case, but I don't think that. Yeah, it doesn't look so well. I mean, even from outside, from the inside, when I peek on that door, I don't think they're looking that wow. Yeah, so in this part of the island here, you can see clearly some close communities, I would say. Somebody is there, but I don't think somebody actually living there, judging by how the house is looking. This one, yeah, much more livable. Again, with these structures, I have no idea what they serve, what they doing that, but they kind of like it. This guy is cutting the grass. I mean, they try to maintain it, clearly they just don't let them unattended, but still. Look at this dog. Yeah, the island is pretty nice, I have to say. They have a lot of potential, but clearly a lot of people move out, as you can see. And this is not the main island, obviously, just a small one. Probably the eastern one that I can find. They have a huge potential. I mean, the road is already done. That's great. I mean, it's extremely livable. It's not exactly, probably when you drive it on this road, you're not gonna feel. We're gonna feel some bumps here by these joints here, I would say, but it's a concrete road from what I see, and that's gonna last a long time. What they should do is hide those cable lines, put them underground. Hopefully, like I said, they have garbage. They have a garbage truck, which is good. They don't just trash the garbage everywhere, so that's good. Probably they have reliable electricity, I would say. I hope, at least. They're probably gonna need some reliable water source, some sewage, and great internet connection and TV cable or satellite or something like that actually can rely on it, and just a different building code. I would say those houses just doesn't look appealing at all, at least not in my perspective. Now this one, a lot of them just look abandoned to me, so not so well. I mean, they are a good track. I mean, the land is pretty nice when they live. The lands that they have is pretty nice. The fact that they don't use those nonsense fences that we see it in other countries, huge ones that just block the views and all that, make it feel like you're pretty much living in a jail. That's a great plus, I would say. Probably somebody died here. That's the cemetery. Who knows? They have potential, 100% they have potential. This house actually looks pretty decent, I have to say. And it's a nice yard. I mean, come on, who would not like to see? And just walking in the front, see they have the beach right there. It is pretty nice. And banana trees also. It is nice. I mean, like I said, the potential, it is huge to actually have a great life here. But probably it's gonna be the same story like any country in paradise, which is, it's not going to be that easy to find a job. You're not going to pay that well. And as you can see, in most of the countries that we look so far, the population choose to leave the country. You can see the migration pretty much on the minus for a long time. So clearly things are not going well for a while there, and probably they're not decent, let's say, perspective for the future that the situation is going to improve. So people just choose to go. Probably the American Samoa is gonna be just a military important strategic objective and island pretty much, and that's how it's gonna stay. So clearly the people of the island, they're not representing, I would say in my opinion, as far as I can see so far, they don't represent such a huge interest in investing in them. At least for now. Who knows, like I say, in the future, with such a small population, if things turn around and the government sees some potential and they need something in that region, or they need people for whatever they need, the situation can change dramatically overnight. So, and those lives, those people living there, they can improve huge in a matter of like few months, just totally change. So yeah, I would say, but that's pretty much on the hope side, not exactly something that it's foreseen in the future, like something, oh, it's gonna be for sure that. This one, this is from 2014, so pretty old, I would say, and I was expect to see those solar panels. Probably it's that right there, I'm not sure yet, but I don't see them. Here clearly they have some issue with water, I would say. Yeah, I think that's a bit older, so they just build this one. So yeah, they have some electric power. See, that's pretty nice. No 360. Okay, we have a 360 there in the sea, but not that many as I would like to see. Those colorful rocks, just not on my taste, in my opinion. It just doesn't make it feel that natural. Here, that's a church, I would guess. I'm not sure, but it looks pretty nice. We're not sure exactly what it is. This one looks like a basketball course with a volley ground. Yeah, it is pretty decent. No concrete, no roads, pretty much there. But hey, they have a dirt road, which is pretty decent, I have to say. Just don't think you need that much here. It is still paradise, I have to say. Okay, these American cars, they have, I don't know, probably there's some gas there, I'm not sure exactly. Hopefully they're gonna have like a cheap electricity bill, so they can actually use electric power for everything. So it's not gonna be an issue. That's I would say, first requirement for a thriving civilization. A lot of construction that, again, those one, I don't understand it. Nobody says in a comment in the last Samoa video what exactly they do. What is the purpose of them? Just to have meetings there, or just eat there, dance there? What is the purpose of that space? Because I see them everywhere in Samoa, and it seems to me like a waste of money so far, because clearly they are not cheap to make, judging by the size of them, and also they are pretty much made of the concrete and all those heavy materials, let's call it like that, and that cannot be cheap. And some intensive labor. That's an American Ford right there. That's a pickup truck, which you can see the influence, American influence. They have some supplies here. Probably they just got dropped. Judging by the size of those, let's say harbors, mini harbors, whatever you want to call it. That's a nice beach right there. They preparing for receiving a lot of heavy stuff. Let's call it like that. It looks nice. I mean, yeah, they have even tourists here, which is pretty good. Judging by the population, how many actually they are, probably they're gonna receive like, I don't know, per year the same number of tourists as the population. So that would be actually pretty good, I would say. Maybe even more, who knows. Let's check this one. Oh, they have 2 streets here. Ooh, they got rich here. Okay, so they like volleyball, I would say. I don't guess that. Now the housing, again, look at this. They board the windows. Probably they expect some hurricane or something, a typhoon or something in there. That's, I would say, maybe they do that. Or maybe they just move out and just wanna, I don't think somebody's gonna steal something from here, just like 3 people on the islands. Again, one of those construction. So I don't think that's an issue here. I don't think the crime is that high. At least I'm assuming that, hopefully. Again, those small, it's not exactly a small fence, but kind of goes in that direction. What is that? Tsunami? What is this? Tsunami hazard zone. Okay, so yeah, probably they have some strong winds, and that's why you don't see anyone here. That looks like a abandoned house to me. Yeah, so clearly you can see some that migration on minus. Clearly we see it live, let's say, with this street view. When you see those houses that pretty much get abandoned. Wow, that's a nice yard right there. I kind of like it. Have a yard on the sand. That's pretty interesting. The roads here, I think, are made from, no, it's from the concrete, I guess. It's the same thing. An American car right here. Well, not in a great shape, but at least it's a V8, so that's important there. Probably the fuel is not gonna be that cheap, but as their compatriots in mainland USA, but still, who knows, maybe they are acceptable prices. Now, look at this house. Now, being a tsunami area, a hazard one, it could happen that those houses were pretty much washed away from those tsunamis, but I can just assume that, and probably the people say, you know what, we're gonna move out, so we're not gonna rebuild in the same area that they're gonna expect the next one to hit, which is a good decision, I would say. Yeah, in the housing department, the architecture, I would like to see some picture from inside. Who knows, maybe at some point we're gonna make some real estate tour of the planet, see how exactly those prices are around the world. But I assuming they're gonna look better from the inside than looking on the outside. At least I hope so. This one, again, the same construction that I cannot understand. It's like a huge house, especially by the European standard. That's an insane big house. Here, even in my apartment, it's an apartment obviously, but here in a regular apartment, regular size one, let's call it like that, it's around 50 square meters. And a house, I would say, especially a new construction, would be like 150 square meters at most. A regular, and again, not those huge ones. And the old houses in the countryside, they used to be much bigger because who knows, maybe they was easy to build there, just cheaper, who knows. And even those old houses in the countryside, some of them, they have even better architecture than those that they're building right now. Just a regular house right now, it's pretty much like that, just 4 walls and a roof, and that's it. In the old days, they used to have much more and nice elements with arcades and all that, columns and all that good stuff. So now they just try to build as cheap as possible because it becoming so expensive. So yeah, probably that's the situation all over the world. And as you can see, or at least if you watch my channel for a while, I blame a lot of that on the growing the population, huge one, and especially in the last 100 years, just got insane. And that's one of the problem, not the entire problem, but we could start with that. I think there was 2 roads. Yeah, let me check the other one. That's closer to the sea, which is pretty much the front beach property. Here they don't have a road exactly, they just have this dirty road, which I find it even more interesting. I assume this is a school here. Again, this is 2014, so quite a while back, so I will assume I just go back and forward. Not so well. I assume that they improve a lot since then. This looks like a church to me, but I don't think it's a church. I don't think even this is actually a road. They just they didn't have that many to do, that many things to do. So, okay, we're gonna take this road too, so we're just gonna put as much information as we can on the Google. So yeah, that's acceptable, I would say. Nice fences here. That small one, like I say, it feels like give me that New England vibe. These front beach properties, probably they're gonna be the first one to get washed away in the event of the tsunami. But probably that's why they build from concrete and not from wood. Of course, being that close to the sea, it's not exactly recommended to build from wood unless you want to have a lot of maintenance. It feels a bit abandoned, I have to say. Keep in mind, this is not the main island. This is like the furthest that we can find. I'm gonna check that immediately again to make sure. Yeah, it looks like a nice place to live, I would say. Or at least a nice place to be born and have your childhood, and then just like everybody else, probably just move out. Probably. I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna be your visa status if you move to US. I will assume that's gonna be easier because you're already living in and being born in the US territory, I would say. I'm not sure exactly. A lot of American cars here, as you can see. In San Pedro, they have a gas station, you see? Let me see again. They have a gas station right there, so hey, you can fill up your pickup truck right there, buddy. Yeah, the island, it looks pretty nice. Clearly, look at this. A lot of room to extend, but judging the population, it's not gonna happen. But it looks nice. I mean, look at this. It looks like pretty much like a paradise. No resorts whatsoever, so pretty much all I can see was just locals, which it is interesting for them. That's a nice house there in the middle of nowhere. Ooh. This one looks like somebody just dropped a bomb here. Huh. Pretty interesting also. Yeah, I think we see the entire island. I believe there are those three islands. Clearly the main one is going to be the main population there, but even this in the far one, it looks pretty good. Again, those high elevation from the short line, it is pretty interesting to me, and it shows that it gives you that Hawaii vibe, I would say. Here I like they choose to start this street view from the farthest point possible when they have a road. Now this garbage here, I don't like it. It's just, look at this, it looks so horrible, especially like how many people are there here, like probably like 5,000, let's say, around that, and that doesn't look well so good. So they have a track that they abandoned here, so clearly no much interest in to fix that, or at least dispose it properly. Nice trees, nice land, again nice road. Even it's a dirt road, like I say, I always prefer a dirt road which is well maintained like this one than a bad concrete one, or the tarmac one. Again, those construction, this one looks abandoned. Probably the same story here with the tsunami hazard. Now between look at this, the difference between this fence, where it was something like that small, like we're gonna see in New England, and this one, which is it looks a bit more how should I say this one? I want to say modern, but it's modern. Yeah, it have some modern elements. Let's say they have like straight lines and all that stuff. It doesn't look that well, I have to say. We're gonna see those when we're gonna go in east coast of the USA. We're gonna see a lot of those small ones, and then they're gonna look much better than just having straight line on them and all that stuff. Gonna look much better if just a bit more rough side. This guy, I have no idea, maybe just, I don't know, it's a Sunday, enjoying the life. This is December 2014, so quite a while ago, and 10 years from now, in the past. Probably they don't even live here, who knows, or maybe they extended, I have no idea, but it could go either way. They have electric power, which is good. I don't like those poles. I mean, look at this. It's gonna cost you a lot of money to have those poles, and clearly with tsunamis they can get crash, and you have to replace them. And then you're gonna leave the entire village without electric power for weeks. Who knows? Yeah, in this area, pretty much you're gonna have a sand yard. Not exactly. That's a cemetery here. Looks like that, yeah. So not that many people there, at least in this one. This house actually looks pretty nice. The same stuff. See, if they have a hazard, you have to go up as fast as possible and all that good stuff. They have indication, information, they let you know. Probably from the tourists, obviously. The locals, they already know that. Maybe they have some alarm system that it's gonna let you know. Not sure yet. That's a cemetery right there in the middle of the street on that side, in this front of the house. That's kind of weird. You have somebody burying in front of your house. It's a bit strange, huh? Maybe that's the local tradition, who knows? Yeah, this house not so well. Probably you can buy one of those with $1,000. So it's gonna be one of those like we have here in Europe, especially in Italy, like €1 house. Yeah, when it looks like that, and you have to you get obligated to put like 200,000 euros to fix it and all. Then yeah, it's pretty much a scam. So don't fall for that. Otherwise, here it looks pretty nice, I have to say. A lot of abandoned houses, like I say. This is not the main island. I am actually curious to see the mainland, if it's gonna be the same story. With abandoned houses. Probably it's gonna have one or two, but not that many as you can see here. But here it's a lot. I can see that the way the population is going down, that pretty fast, I would say. Not exactly fast, but that didn't start with a huge population in the first place. They have some TV antenna here. Probably they have some reliable source of the cable, hopefully. I'm not sure if someone is buried here. Again, those construction, I keep waiting for someone to just tell me exactly what it is, from locals, obviously, or at least someone who has been here. Like when I make that video about the New Caledonia and that guy from France, probably they just said what exactly happened there, which is, I have to thank you, that guy. That's the point of those videos, you know. I don't have to stay, I mean, I stay here and talk pretty much by myself, but you can actually comment in a comment section exactly, even if you never was there, what's your opinion, what you see, how do you expect it to be before you actually start watching the video, and how your opinion change after you watch the video. That would be interesting to see, because even I have some misconception in some place about some countries before I actually, obviously I'm not gonna see all the countries on the planet. That's insane. And those people who just say, oh, I'm gonna travel in all the countries in the world, and just pretty much put a footstep that's in that border, and that's it. I visit the country, and you have to stay for months in one of those countries, in every big country actually, to understand something. So you're not gonna just go there for a week or two and say, oh yeah, I know exactly how they live there. That's nonsense to me. Look at this. Those probably have the best childhood that you can actually possibly ask. In the nature, on the island, in the mountains, on the sea. It looks great for those guys. Yeah, probably like I say, when they get older, they're gonna want to move out. The best thing that they can have here, like I say, a nice parenting house with all the amenities that they need, and the most important of all, a great education. And obviously you have to grow up with a great medical system so you can actually reach some decent age, so you can actually go to college or school, whatever. That's a nice bus. Okay, school bus. Probably the school is around here. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but maybe just the driver's house. Just bring the bus home. It looks pretty nice, I have to say. Again, if you're born here, you're probably gonna have a great childhood. Just, you cannot ask better. You can play outside. I think in the US you cannot play outside. Here obviously you can play outside, just nobody's gonna kidnap like 5 people on the island. You have to be insane to do something. It is a great place to be born, to live, I would say. Not after a while, probably, like I say, by the age of 14, 16 it's gonna be boring already. but by that age you could be pretty good. That garbage there, I don't like it. Here probably again one of those, probably they could just for meetings, people just go there to meet, to talk to each other, enjoy the life. It's together one F-150 Ford, very reliable truck right here, even in the American Samoa. Wow, that's a nice boat. Yeah, it looks great. I mean, just look at this. It looks, probably it's gonna be definitely cheaper than Hawaii, but also with not that much comfort in the same time. But it looks nice. I mean, look at this. Just, you can't complain. Okay, you can't complain about something like that. Let's check. Ooh, somebody in the dark area here. You can't see that well, but again, those cables, yeah, it's not my personal favorite right now. Like I said, just prefer not to see them. Again, look at this. That's a nice fence. This is probably they're using for the waves, but you're gonna see a lot of those in New England when I'm gonna check that, and I kind of like it. I prefer a fence like this from a house. Say when I want to have one of those fence. Even you make one of those or nothing at all. I don't like those rocks here. Just doesn't seem like nothing. So yeah, and a small fence like this, it looks amazing. The view, come on, the trees, the yard. I have no idea what is that, but looks interesting also. It is great, like I say. It's a nice place to be born and enjoy the life here. Look at this, great, absolutely great. Look at those trash cans. So regular actually trash can that actually can work, not the one that we saw. Where we was again? I don't even remember when I saw them. Where it was? No, I don't think it was Samoa. Tuvalu? No. Tonga. I think in Tonga, yeah. Now I don't remember the name either. I know it was with T, but I don't even remember exactly. So probably in Tonga we saw those nonsense ones that doesn't make any sense. They just have no purpose whatsoever. It's just the wind is gonna blow everything you put there. So yeah, I have no idea who has that idea, that genius idea to make. Oh, that's a great invention. You can actually blow up trash like that. But it is what it is. Okay, they have a road just for one house. That's dedication right there. I have to say, even those drivers who actually took this road to arrive at this. Look at those cables. See how that saggy they are. Just not even safe at this point, I would say. Clearly an abandoned house. I don't think anyone lives here. Oh, maybe this one actually lives here. This one is the same that construction. That doesn't make sense to me. They built from steel and concrete and probably some bricks, which is good. I approve that. Much better than the wood. That's an interesting road to take home, I have to say. Hopefully they don't, I don't think they have like wild animals, like they're gonna attack you or something like that. It's a small island. You're not gonna find like bears in South Pacific, for God's sake, but still. Monkeys, I don't think they have, and I don't think they have like large mammals like gonna actually attack you, like a mountain lion or something like that. I don't think they make those in those islands. But it looks pretty nice. A nice road to go home. Ooh, look how high it is. What is the elevation here? 600 meters around that. I thought it's gonna be much higher. They have a joint intersection here with a bridge. It looks nice. That's the police. Ooh, we have a police car. Let's check this one. Oh no, it's actually the ambulance. Oh, they have the emergency rescue. That's nice. You know what? That's nice. What is that? Welcome to Olosega Island, home of the Tama Saula, I think they call it, and Fuailagi. So you have two villages, Sili village on the left, which was just one house, and Olosega village on the right, which they have much more. That's pretty. So one house means a village. I like the bridge, I like the water, I like the view, I like even this small beach. You're gonna have the best time of your life here, probably, like I say, as a kid. When you grow up, yeah, those let's say small places with not that many things to do and not that many opportunities, they're gonna cut up with you at some point, and you're gonna move pretty much, unless you have some real opportunities, especially economic wise here. Otherwise, I don't think people can actually stay here. But again, if you're looking for the retire, especially from the US, I don't think the housing is gonna be that expensive. You just pretty much abandon them. How expensive they can be? I don't think that expensive. So actually you can grab one of those very cheap, I would say, and just enjoy the retirement age here on the Paradise, which is American territory, which is gonna be defended. You're gonna have, you see, they have an ambulance, so you're gonna have the medical system. School, you don't need it because you're retired, like probably like 70. You're gonna have the weather. You don't have that many people to actually argue with them, so that's also great. They can go on the beach with a car. What? I don't know, they're just going on the foot. Very dedication, very much dedication. Just for a second, my phone's ring. Yeah, wrong number. So let's move on. Nice place again. Probably this is made in the morning, I would say, by just how it looks. Place, great place. Not that many people also see. Not even on the. Oh, we have one kid on the beach, right? That's it. But clearly not that much appealing, I would say, for the young people. That's 100% sure. Oh, we have a 360 right there on the cliff, on the edge of the mountain. That's nice. I mean, look at this. It's an entire beach, an entire island just for yourself. It could be a great place actually to retire. Especially you have some money, you bring your own house. Look at those guys. Just see, enjoying the life. Right there. Not that much enjoy it in their faces, but still enjoying the view. Look at this. It's a nice place to live. What more can you ask? You might ask. It looks amazing. Again, not that much opportunities, but for the retiring people, I would say that would be a great government program to actually have those old people that got retired, send them to this island, and who knows, maybe they can start some sort of economy there. Spread them around, see what's happened. That's a nice road there. If you want to go visit your parents there, it's gonna be great. Look at this. Who will not want to come? Send the kids to the grandparents on the island in paradise. They're gonna love it. It could be a win-win situation. The road is just great. I mean, you're not gonna have like a Porsche running from here, but clearly they have a lot of pickup trucks, so they're not gonna have issue with the quality of the road, I would say. But it looks pretty good. I like it. So far, I really like it. Oh, we have a 360. Probably, hopefully, it's gonna be from the house. Exactly from the airport. A lot of dogs here, which is not actually a great idea. Clearly, then we're gonna use this airport for the military purposes. Obviously, that's America right there. But still, it looks pretty nice. You're gonna have the airport right in front of your house, for God's sake. You cannot say you missed your flight. That's impossible. You know, that's absolutely impossible. Look at the flags here, pretty nice. It looks nice. It looks nice. Where is exactly the airport? Probably this one. I would say, yeah, that's the main airport. That's, see, you cannot miss your flight, for God's sake. You cannot miss it. That's impossible. There is no way. Probably this is in a construction area they built. So keep in mind this is 2014, so they build. Look at this. Probably this house or that one. I'm not sure exactly. But clearly they, yeah, that one 100%. They have some construction sites on the island, so yeah, they investing pretty much. They just don't let them like that. So see, they have already investment opportunities. It could be a great place, like I said, to retire. I'm not sure why the government doesn't make some programs to move some people. Just they're gonna give you the land for free probably, so just have to build. You would probably like have like a house or have some money on the side maybe. Clearly that's not gonna be for everyone, but for those people that they don't even have family left, and probably they're gonna look forward to living in one of those places. At least I would do that. I have no family or nothing. If I have no family, you could actually start a small business, start a small restaurant, maybe a small resort at the first and then develop it higher, bigger and bigger. Who knows? It could go actually go well. Make some advertisement. You know how they say, build it and they will come. That's an interesting truck, right? Yeah, it is pretty nice. Even look at this. It's a nice place to live, I would say. You don't have to. Yeah, I don't understand. They just bury their deaths in their own yard. That's a bit weird. But maybe this is how it goes there. Ooh, that's a huge house here for this island. Look at this. And yeah, it kind of looks abandoned, judging by the door. And maybe it was a hotel or motel or something at some point. Front beach properties right there. Clearly they cannot be expensive. There is no way you can actually say one of those houses is actually worth more than, I don't know, $30,000. Not even $30,000. I don't think they're gonna cost. They just abandoned a lot of them. They're not even. There's nobody living there. Again, those constructions, no, hardly to understand them. Look at this. The people just going together and just look at it, just make it nicer. So you already have a great community there, right there on the start. What I recommend, I don't like those on the running on gas. They make a lot of noise and fumes, and just pretty much you're gonna die younger. Use those electric ones with batteries that we have here right now in Europe. Don't use. I see in American culture they use a lot of gas for everything. So here in Europe we kind of move away from gas powered things and even cables to battery power. So we have a chainsaw with a battery. We have this trim with a battery. Long motors, or whatever they call it, with batteries. Now we just don't. At the beginning we stay with the cable because we still with the electric one we like it because it's much more reliable, cheaper, pretty much maintenance free, and less noisy, no fumes, no all that bad stuff. And now we have those battery ones. Just you don't even have to need a cable. Just and that battery actually you can do your entire yard. You don't have that much, huge yards, but you can always buy another battery, so you can have two, make your own yard immediately. It's not that much, pretty much. I must say, no noise. You have some noise, but not that much noise as a gas power one. Clearly, no fumes, no maintenance whatsoever. It's like that. Have a small engine there, so you can have at some point rebuild that engine. With electric ones, just no way. They give you like 5 years warranty. Just after 5 years, you don't even care if it breaks by another one. It's like, I don't know, one of those trimmers. It's around like €100, $100, something like that. So yeah, I don't even care. Probably gonna lose it after 2-3 years. So gonna buy another one anyway. So we don't even actually go to the full extent of the warranty. It looks nice. Those properties right there. And keep in mind, again, this is not the main island. We are still on the secondary island, I will call it. It looks a bit more populated than the first one that we checked. Look at this. They have a gas station with 2 pumps. So they already have a lot of traffic here. And they have a concrete, no smoking. So probably they smoke a lot here. With 2 pumps, maybe actually 4 pumps. They have 2 on each side. So clearly a lot of traffic here. I'm not sure exactly who's working here or how will exactly. Probably they're just gonna call you. Hey, you're there. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go fill up my car or my truck. I don't think I see a car here. Just trucks so far, which is kind of makes sense, I guess, for an island like this. Probably they're gonna do some yard work and they're gonna need that huge bed. I think they call it bed in the back. So that kind of makes more sense from them here. Yeah, it looks nice. I didn't see, look at it, the same ambulance that we saw. Probably somebody just got sick of the sea or whatever. They have a truck here, the Toyota truck. Oh yeah, I think all of the cars. Oh, that's not actually an SUV they have. So they have an SUV. But most of them, they are trucks here. As you can see on this island, have some tourists here. This is from 2014 again. I didn't see, maybe I didn't look that hard for that, the power source of the island. Clearly they have to have some power source. I don't think they have like underwater cables. I don't think they have that. So clearly they need to have the power source. somewhere. Not sure exactly where, but that would be interesting to see. Okay, so now we're gonna move out to the main island. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Here I have some high hopes, obviously. Let's start with the main city. You know what, I think is this one, because look how many people actually live there. Let's look at the 3D on the island. So yeah, the same story. Kind of here on the flat line, on the flat ground, we're gonna have clearly much more people living than those in the high ground. So yeah, but look at this. They have a golf course. It's not gonna be an American territory without a golf course. 100% that. So let's check how those people actually. I think we checked the video already. We checked the land already, and I make that Samoa video, but I don't think I make that much in detail. So now we're gonna look more in detail how exactly they live. A lot of trucks again. A lot of American trucks. Clearly the main population is gonna live here, so when you put a lot of people together, the same story is gonna pretty much repeat everywhere you go on this planet. Jam it together, and they're not gonna live that well. The bus station looks clean, which I like it. They have a trash can here, which is nice. So far they look pretty good. Look how those people traveling. What it was? I mean, just missing. Great place to live. Yeah, not a worry in the world. It looks nice. Again, not bad at all. They have the parking lots. Very American. Gas station, I think, is here, right? Look at this. Ooh, much more pumps here. But again, they're like 46,000 people, and probably on this island there are like 45,000 people. The other 1,000, 2,000 are on the other islands. Not even 1,000, I think, just on the other islands. Just clearly the main population is living here. Which one is gonna be the best? Living here on the secondary, let's call it, island. One of those two small ones. Well, probably it's gonna be better to just get born there and then just have your study doing here. Probably, like, I don't think they have a high school there, so you have to move out for the high school. Or maybe they have some some online teaching, stuff like that. But for the college, definitely you have to go on the main island. There is no way you're gonna do that online, and especially if you actually want to learn something. Let's go more in those residential communities. Ooh, that's expensive. F-150. Here, ooh, dude, those nuts, coconut nuts. That looks like that. So yeah, those cables, not a big fan. This house doesn't look so well. The road is pretty decent, I give you that. The residential area a bit jammed together, I have to say it. But it looks nice. It's nice. It's clean. Pretty open. I have no idea. This is probably a happy Mother Day. What is this? It's May 2014, and this is like a motel, something, probably something. Some garbage there. I didn't like it, but it is what it is, I guess. What is this? Oh, just move out. Don't worry. Yeah, no idea what's happened here. It looks okay. Again, probably 100% you're not gonna have the same opportunities that you're gonna have in the mainland USA, and probably you're not gonna have the same quiet life like we saw on those other two islands. But yeah, that's a lot of trash there. I don't like it. But yeah, probably I would choose to live on one of those two small islands than living in this one, no matter what. It's just probably just go here to, like I say, study, and then go in the mainland USA, and then retire on those small islands back home, you know. Yeah, otherwise not so bad even here, I think. Yeah, no, what, it's not so bad. That's a school bus? No, that's a school bus. Oh, look at this station. Look at this bus station. A bit of the garbage here. I don't like it. Otherwise, and that's not that well maintained, but not that bad, I have to say. A dog here on the loose. Probably in the mainland USA you cannot have that, but here probably it's like the rules are a bit more loose, not just that tight on people. So that could be an advantage, obviously. Well, it looks nice. again, for a small island, an American territory in the South Pacific, with not that many people and not that much money and not that much opportunity. Obviously, the main opportunity that I can probably suspect is going to be like being much easier, but I'm not sure yet, to go in the mainland USA, because you're already living in a US territory. But probably the same is for the Puerto Rico, but also a US territory, and I don't think they have an easy time going the US or having the green card or a citizenship or something. So yeah, probably it's not exactly an advantage that. So but at least they should give them the citizenship. I mean, like, just your territory, just give them the citizenship, and that's it. At least they can go in a mainland, and then maybe you can go actually they learn something there, no business, working there, learning tourist movement, how we working, and just go back and improve the economic situation here. Why not? I can see that happening. Yeah, the road is pretty nice. I like it. I think again, when you compare, that's why in the Samoa video I wanted to go very quickly in the American Samoa to compare to those two. I believe in American Samoa they just live slightly better than Samoa, and now with those two small islands that we saw, I believe that those small islands, yeah, they might not have that much, but it looks more quiet there. Even here, like I said, not that many people, but still, when you can jam it together in small places, always gonna be chaos, just the way it is. Ooh, I like those boats, looks very nice. Buildings here, I think it's pretty much the same. Let me check again. I don't think I see something, wow, a huge improvement. Yeah, not that many abandoned one. So clearly the prices here is gonna be higher than we saw on those two islands. Definitely is gonna be much higher, but I'm not sure exactly how much it's gonna be that. But yeah, it looks pretty good, the same. Not something spectacular, not something wow. This one, I don't think it's an abandoned house, but I don't know how this guy building his house that high, that big, right next to those small houses. It's a bit strange to me. We have this road, it's on the mountain, this trail right there, can actually walk. That's gonna give you some Los Angeles vibe, I guess. It's okay. It's, like I said, I get a bit more crowded, much more crowded than those two islands, but you can probably manage to have a life here. When I checked I make a video a while ago, or I think it was the west coast of the United States of America, and we saw in California those small islands, and one of those islands were with people on it actually living there. So that, I think, was a great example how those islands should be. Let me give you a glimpse. I'm talking about this one. Those small, I don't remember exactly which one it was. I believe it was this one, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check those islands. This is exactly how those people should live. At least this is how I expected, because being an American territory, I expect, okay, something similar to that. Not exactly that's California, that's a lot of money there. I think California is like the 4th biggest economy in the world, or something like that, 5th, something around that, top 5, top 4, around that. I expected something similar to that, I have to say, but it's not the case exactly. But that, on the coast of California, that island, that's a great place to live. I didn't even know it existed. I just find that when I check the west coast of the USA. So go check that video, you're not gonna get disappointed. I actually like it a lot there. That's a great place to even there to retire, but that's gonna be insanely expensive. I don't even wanna, again, I wanna make at some point on this channel a real estate world tour. That would be great to have, actually see how those houses cost, the difference between them, and that would be interesting to see, because so far we see just how those people live, and give you a great idea. Wow, that's actually pretty nice here. Look at this. I like it. Look at those boats. Probably more than 18,000 per capita in this area. Looks great. I like it. Those houses actually looks pretty nice. The land is pretty nice. The road in front is nice. Everything is great here. See, that's a nice place to live like that, and looks a bit like Portland to me, I would say. Give me that vibe, but a bit much poorer. But it looks great. That's a nice place to live. Look at this. Even if you don't have a front road property or a front golf property, how we call it, even if you live there in the back, you have a mountain in the back, and it still looks pretty nice. This trash can, I think, should be closed, not open, but that's a different discussion. Oh, probably they have sewage here. Clearly they have running water. Somebody died there, or maybe was buried there, which is kind of strange in the middle of road. Just put it like that. That looks like an abandoned building to me. I'm not sure exactly if it's a house, but maybe it's a warehouse. Who knows? That's a cell tower. So clearly they're gonna have a great signal here. That's the cemetery. Oh, look at this. Very open, I would say. Very interesting. Nice. Actually, pretty nice. Again, those small fences that I'm keep talking about. We're gonna see it in New England. I can wait for that. It's gonna be great. Now here it just doesn't want to go forward. Let me see this one. Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. Here, clearly they have something for shipping. Not bad. And this is 2014. Keep in mind, more than 10 years ago. So by now, clearly they improve. I would say they have to improve. These are some gas or petrol storage. I would say, yeah, clearly the life is gonna be much more expensive on this island than the other two. But maybe for someone who a bit more money and with a great job, it will actually worth it. Here a better weather, a lot of those banana trees. I didn't see banana, but I didn't check it very closely. Again, those street views doesn't seem to work that well here. Housing a bit spread around, which is nice. Here on the edge of the island, pretty much. It looks good. It looks appealing. Yeah, but it's okay. This is clearly an abandoned house. Maybe actually was a house at some point. It's just they removed the window. No, I think they never have a window. So yeah, the same constructions. Even here they have decent road. Actually, a good road for like 5 people. How many they live there? So they didn't let them with just a dirt road. They just actually put a tarmac on that, so you can actually see in this nice golf here. That's pretty nice. They're taking very well care of them. It's great. I like it. I really like it. Where is the north? Let me put that. Okay, these airstrips, they have 2 of them. Ooh, so clearly they're gonna use them for military 100%. They have to do it, right? Just you're not gonna put that much money for like how many people there are? Very few people. I don't think we can spot a military airplane. We are not that lucky, but definitely at some point, especially in those buildings, they have to have one at least. I mean, it's a strategic island. Important. South Pacific. It is important. Probably not the same as Guam, but we're gonna check that too at some point. Ooh, let's check this one. What is here? Oh. Ooh, nice windows. Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, overall I think they're living pretty decent. Look at this. Here they look like they're jammed together. But look at this. They have some decent space between them, so not so bad. Not so bad, I have to say. Oh, we can go on the beach. Yeah, clean water. You wanna have, let's say, some privacy on this nice small base. You can do that. It looks pretty good, I have to say. It looks pretty good. I wish the economic situation is gonna be better, but hey, in the future we're gonna see some improvement, especially with the lowering population. If they get efficient with the ones that they have, it could go well for them. It could go actually well. Yeah, I think we kind of see enough. Again, I think they live just a touch better than Samoa. The American Samoa probably is gonna be the one to go for. Clearly, it's gonna be probably more expensive. Lady off. What's happening here? It's a wedding, probably, right? Look at they have some cars too. Most of them, look at this, just trucks. American good old-fashioned trucks or SUVs. See? They love it. So clearly they're gonna consume a lot of fuel, so probably it's not gonna be that expensive after all. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, it looks nice. I like it. I have to say. Retire on those small islands, definitely not on this one, but for the economic purposes and studying, pretty good, pretty decent. Let's call it like that. Pretty decent. Ooh, what is that? That's like a main huge building. That looks like a cemetery. Fortunately, we don't have a not even 360. I don't have a street view there, but it is what it is. So yeah, I think that was the video. It was pretty good. Check the other ones that I make in the region, and also check the one that I talk about at the west coast of the United States. That's gonna be pretty interesting too, and also the Los Angeles if you are there. Otherwise, yeah, see you the next time, and I hope you enjoy it, and leave a comment. What was your opinion about this American Samoa? Look at exactly what it is, so we can actually have an idea. It's in the South Pacific, and look how far it is from Hawaii, and even how much from the mainland USA. Huge distance between them.